So it seems in today's times, today's day and age, or whatever, that people are avoiding relationships. Why do you think that is? Well, there's a that goes by there's a channel that goes by the name Think Before You Sleep, and well, he has an opinion on the subject. Let's check it out. As always, links will be in the description below.
Okay, wait, I'm so pissed off. I just got home from a date. The guy walked out literally 10 minutes into our date. So we matched on Hinge, and I have really good photos of myself on Hinge. A few of them are AI generated. They look exactly like me.
Yeah, I'll be the judge of that. I feel like if you weren't trying to...
You can't even take the time to take your own pictures and show people you, like legitimately you. Instead, you want to generate AI pictures of you that could never be real, I'm guessing, probably. Like, you probably couldn't replicate them yourself. And you just put it on the dating app to try to, all right, okay. Yeah, we're gonna pretend that you didn't tell the AI to fix this, and this, and this, and try to make yourself a lot more hotter using it. We're gonna pretend that you didn't, do that. Plus the filters, plus the makeup. You know what I'm saying? So when he shows up to the actual date in real life, the man's like, hold up. You don't look like your pictures. You're supposed to be a lot skinnier. The ass is supposed to be fatter and juicier. And them breastises, they supposed to be nice and floppy. Now. Or maybe not floppy, nice and perky. Now. You don't look like your pictures. I'm out. And he turned around and left that bitch. Man, she deserved that for using AI in the first place. She ain't just take normal, regular pictures of her without editing them, making them look as best as she can, and then putting on a dating app. Come on, bro. Women be too prideful for that. To not do that.
to misrepresent something about your appearance, you wouldn't be using AI.
While we were out on our coffee / walking date, within the first 15 minutes, he asked me where one of my photos was taken. I'm not a liar, so I said that it was an AI generated photo. And he said, yeah, I don't think we're a match. And he left.
Yeah. Nah, bro. I get that it's supposed to look like you. My robot vacuum is trying to talk to me. I get that's supposed to look like her, but shit, she actually looks younger in the picture too. And you know what I'm saying? She looks younger in the AI picture. Yeah, it doesn't even look. Nah, bro.
He left.
Good.
That seems so dramatic to me. And also, everyone is using AI generated photos. If they look like you, who cares? The ones I use with Dreamlands look
No. Not everyone is. I'm not. Yes, I use dating apps, nigga. I'm an introvert. That's why I'm doing YouTube. I'm trying to get monetized so I don't have to work no more. Subscribe to the channel. I need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. Let's get to it. Chop chop. Damn. Help your boy out.
exactly like me. They're not like the crappy ChatGPT ones. So what is the difference? Who cares? I don't know. If you're a straight man, let me know. What do you think?
You've got to be kidding me. You're gaslighting, right? It's easy to see why the guy was mad. The most noticeable thing that it got rid of was your acne. Less noticeable to guys, but her hair looks super dry and frizzy in real life compared to the AI photo.
Hey, she breaking her down like he was clavicular. You know what I'm saying? He's breaking her down. He's like, hold up, bitch. You don't look like your picture, and here's why.
And last, I think the most important one is that it removed wrinkles that are here, 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 and here, which makes you look several years younger than you actually are. But you know what? Good. I love the idea of women using AI photos on dating apps, because the more severe the catfish, the more people will stop trying to find relationships on their phone.
He destroyed
These
her.
apps are cancer. They're like if mobile game companies took over the relationship market. Anyway, it's been a while on this channel, so I thought we'd check back in with modern internet dating and see how it's going.
And ladies, even men who went to Harvard Business School are losers.
How you
I just
doing,
went
fam?
on a first date with a man. He picked a restaurant. I knew that this restaurant was a happening restaurant, but he picked it, and he went to Harvard. I thought that he knew to see if he was gonna need a reservation. He went to Harvard.
If you don't think this is a made-up story for TikTok femcels, then you're an idiot. I believe this person more than I believe her.
I got catcalled twice on this walk.
No, you didn't. TikTok as a whole, especially the dating meta, is literally just the Arthur meme.
How do you know if
I was trying to pause it sooner, but she tried to lie to us, bro. She said, I got catcalled while walking earlier. He immediately paused out the video and said, bitch. Okay, minus Sam's bitch. Minus the bitch. He said, bitch. No, you didn't.
any of this stuff is true?
You mean just lie? You really think someone would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies?
Yes,
That shit is so hilarious, and no
Yes,
matter
Rabbit.
how many times I watch this, it progressively gets funnier every year.
I just mean
Every year, my guy. How many times have you watched this before? Shit, I don't think I remember seeing this when I was a kid.
that some of the details.
No, I never thought of that. This is terrible. What if none of it's true? What if they're all lying? How would we ever know?
If they only knew how many social media influencers would base their entire careers off of telling incredibly obvious lies that people are too stupid to recognize. I mean, how many men are taking dating advice on women from guys who are obviously in the closet, and how many women are taking pointers from other women who are obviously prostitutes? I can't believe we still have women saying shit like this after relationship guru the Wizard Liz got cheated on by a Pokimane simp.
My husband loves me.
She got cheated on by a Pokimane simp. Oh man, you know she mad. She knows she don't like her.
For simply existing.
How do you and your husband split finances?
We don't. This is not a two-way street. This is a one-way street. His money is our money, and my money is my money.
I hate that shit, bro. That sounds so fucking dumb. Like, it's cool if you want to have traditional values. You know, say that shit. But like, saying that his money is our money and my money is my money is like you're not gonna contribute anything to the relationship. At least not monetarily wise. Like if you're doing other things, I mean he probably don't care, but at the same time, like I don't know, I just don't like that narrative, bro. Like I'm a traditional guy as well. I just don't like the sound of it just feels like you don't want to actually commit to the relationship. Like if something happens to me and I'm down, we're supposed to be down for each other, you know, together. And you don't want to start paying bills as well, like to just for like a week, maybe a month before, so I can recover and get back to work. You don't want to pay any of them bills. Damn, that feels like ouch, bruh. You chose the wrong one. Like I feel like she should have your back. Obviously, when you get back up, you gonna take care of her, like, cause she took care of you when you were down, and now she can go back to resting and being the princess that she's supposed to be because y'all made it through the hard times. But like, she don't even want to try that. She don't even want to try for you, bro. Fuck that shit.
And I just think now, like, people are like, oh, that's gold digging or that's something. No, it's not.
Okay, then I'm digging.
Yeah,
for
okay.
gold.
Holy shit, this chick is married. Well, ultimately, I blame the man in this situation because as bad as all the catfishing and TikTok advice is,
The man's a Kosh thing, by the way. Yep. That C-U-C-K. I mean C-L-U-C-K minus the L. He holds that shit.
it's not nearly as problematic as the people who willingly choose the wrong partners, despite everyone trying to warn them. However, it is entertaining to watch them double down publicly, especially if I don't like them, so let's talk about it. The woman you just saw is Jezelene Singh. She's the wife of an Indian stand-up comedian named Akash, and she has a podcast and a TikTok account where she started cannibalizing the career of her husband for views by openly talking about what a degenerate she is.
Sometimes I get so painfully nostalgic for college. So for context, I went to college from 2011 to 2016. I was popping my and living my best life in these white boy frat houses, and I had a roster of guys that I would rotate.
So let's...
By the way, she told Akash when they met that she met Akash after all that, by the way. And she told him, or during it, whatever. And she told him that she was a virgin. Bro, he believed her.
Lesson number one of the internet is to keep your mouth shut. Everyone should treat the internet like a police encounter instead of like a therapist. Anything you say can and will be used against you by your enemies, especially if your husband is in a male-centered space like a comedy podcast. Akash, did you not sit your wife down and tell her that it's a bad idea to talk about how promiscuous she was in college? Clearly he didn't, because that's not even the worst thing that she did.
Didn't even know.
He's on my hall pass list.
Oh, yeah.
Chase Crawford, Jacob Elordi, Austin Butler, and who else? Dean Thomas from the Harry Potter movies.
What the fuck? Tell me he's at least of age now. Like, cause he looks like a child in that shit. And you're saying he's on your whole pass? And if you smash him, like...
Would y'all ever have an orgy together with your husband?
Priya, I'm actively trying to have an orgy because this couple is so fucking good looking, and you haven't seen Nav yet, but wait till you fucking see him. His body goes crazy. His face card always slays, never declines. And it's kind of weird because I'm talking about your husband.
There's a difference being a scammer and being a hustler. Two very different things.
Okay.
I'm a hustler who scams a little bit. I'm not a scammer who
I'm not
hustles.
gonna lie, that was sexy, and that's why I'm actively trying to have an orgy.
This is a divorce moment right here. If my wife told me that she wanted to have sex with her best friend's husband, said it numerous times on the podcast, and then brought me on to talk about it while she flirted.
Said it numerous times while sitting right next to you, well, sitting across from you, staring him in the eyes, right past you, my guy. That's your wife saying that. She looking right past you. Gotta be in the peripherals. You would think, because you're sitting right next to the guy, but she is so laser focused on him, bro. She don't even see you.
Flirts with that guy right in front of me, I would be calling my lawyer and drafting up papers. Now, for all the people saying that these situations are just random and you can never tell if a woman will treat you like this in the future, know that people always show signs that they aren't worth marrying if you wait a little bit before making a commitment. This one was obviously a bad idea. Her and her friend's entire personalities are TikTok.
Like, you don't have to justify your presence as, you know, wanting to be in your divine feminine energy and staying at home and not having as much stress.
I didn't wish her
I feel like she doesn't even know what divine feminine energy is.
a happy
Birth month?
her happy birth month.
Nah,
Happy
this
birth
month's
week.
gotta stop. now.
Happy birthday Eve.
Eve, today. He didn't wish me happy birthday,
Happy
Eve.
birthday, Eve.
Yes.
That was like watching a horror film. I mean, everybody makes mistakes, but there comes a point where you have to be honest about your situation and do what's necessary. But of course, they didn't do that, which is why this is entertainment. So Akash and his wife started going viral because of clips like this, and I have to say that this is a no-win situation for these two. They screwed up badly, and the only thing they can do is shut up and wait 2 weeks for everyone to forget about it. Because the reality was that most of Akash's fans didn't know about any of this, and it was just drama YouTubers making fun of them, so they could have just stayed quiet. But instead of being smart and keeping the hate isolated to people who don't even watch them, they decide to do a podcast where Akash looks super uncomfortable the whole time, and we are assured that everything that Jezelene said was just a misunderstanding.
The repressed Indian girl that I didn't even watch Jersey Shore in high school because I felt it to be too inappropriate. So when I got to college, I'm like, oh my God, I can dress however I want. I can do whatever I want.
You can have a roster of frat boys.
But
What does a roster mean?
so it didn't actually translate to a roster. It just meant like two guys I was talking to and flirting with at the same time. That's it.
Bro, you see how much makeup is on her face? Like, you can tell she's a liar because she's got so much makeup on her face. Let me tell you why. Because if you have something to hide, if you have something to lie about, if you don't want to be truthful, you're gonna try to cover it up. You're gonna try to tell someone something that something else, and you want them to believe it. So you can learn to lie with a straight face. Shit, I do it all the time. But just like she wants to cover up the truth, the lie, she wants to cover up who she is with all that makeup and shit. Feel me? So you can't see the real her and know that she's lying like a motherfucker.
That's it.
That's all.
Yeah.
And when you say hooking up, I think people
When
think you
I
meant
mean
fucking.
hooking up, I just meant making out. Again, like everything I say is so amplified and hyperbolic because it's so like incongruous to who I actually am as a person.
Right. So you're saying you're a big old prude.
Yeah, literally.
Let me just say, as a person who uses Twitter, I don't think saying that you're Indian as an excuse for your behavior is going to make people trust you.
But
I have IBS. There's no way.
I do have IBS.
Indian.
You know her mom talked to her and said, ooh. You gotta fix that. What are you talking about? You're going around popping your... What are you talking about? And that's why she's like, no, mama, that's not what I meant. When I said that, I meant because I thought No, she's telling us the same thing she told her mama when her mama found out what the internet was saying about it, bro.
Indian food's never going to beat the allegations. So Jezelene is claiming that she's innocent and was a virgin until she met Akash, but I don't believe her at all. If you listen to both episode 6 and episode 7 of her podcast, it's apparent that she's had sexual contact with multiple men, even saying that being good at oral is a green flag. How would she know how to judge that if she's only been with one person? Best case scenario is that she's trying to misrepresent herself on the lines of technically being a virgin because she didn't have vaginal intercourse. Though I don't believe her on that either, because trying to push your close friends into group sex is not the move of someone who has only had sex with one person. Neither is wearing incredibly revealing clothing on Instagram. So there's no way she didn't understand American cultural norms like the meaning of hooking up as the wife of someone who used to be on a show called Guy Code where they talked about stuff like that. Also, the prostitute philosophy about how a guy should value you just for existing around him doesn't make her look innocent either. This entire podcast just makes Jezelene look worse, and it makes Akash look like a loser. Right here was probably the most telling moment for me.
You're cool with him just getting a hand job massage?
Totally.
Are you
Yeah, I know.
Yes, I've said that it's less work for me.
I don't. This is. I don't.
Can you talk to our wives?
I don't believe this. Can I tell you why I don't believe this? You remember Horrible Decisions?
Yeah.
She was. You guys were like, dude, I think your girl will be down. She keeps saying how pretty Wheezy is, and I was like, even then, I was like, no, the fuck. She's all talk. She's all bluster. That's why I haven't tested the hand job
paper tiger.
She's she's our dog. She's a yapping little dog behind a fence.
I'm guessing she thinks that this is like a 40 chess move to cover.
I ain't gonna lie with it. That one kind of that was a good ass burn. Like, she's our dog. She's our yapping little dog. She just keeps talking.
Up for the fact that she wants to cheat.
Never shuts
She's
the
only
fuck
saying it's
up.
okay for him to do it because, for one, she knows that he won't, and because, two, if she does cheat, she can say, well, yeah, but I said that you could do it if you wanted to. Nobody who actually loves you and is emotionally connected would allow a hall pass. This is one of those moments where a really bad person is trying to LARP as a good person, but doesn't actually know what a good person would say in that moment, so anything she says just further exposes her. The correct move...
That side of the mountain looks like Pumbaa from a Lion King. Right here on the right. Reminds me of him.
Move was to apologize to her husband, ignore the haters, never bring this up again, and stop oversharing and treating the internet like your therapist. Also...
Look, like, even right here, this white brick right here that my mouse was over, you might not be able to see, I don't know. But it looks like a tusk going up.
Never bring this up again, and stop oversharing and treating the internet like your therapist. Also, Akash, you're on the road a lot as a comedian. I would not trust this chick to be faithful when you aren't around. Because when it comes to people like Jezelene, I think the reality is that they actually despise the person that they're with, which is why she treats them poorly and can't help but say inappropriate stuff. I think a part of the gaslight from Akash on this is that Jezelene, slept on the floor with him one time when he was broke, but also they broke up when he was broke, and she mysteriously got back together with him right around the time that he started making money again, which is suspicious considering all the gold digger ideology that comes out of her mouth. However, no matter how ride or die she was in the past, I don't think that justifies her present treatment of her significant other. Now, they haven't had any drama since as far as I've seen, and her podcast appears to have been canceled, so hopefully Akash and his wife have learned their lesson. But speaking of people who are much further down the line of publicly displaying how unhealthy their relationship dynamic is, allow me to introduce you to Anissa Joma and her husband.
I saw on a Jamari video earlier today that Akash Singh's wife is back on the internet. The new podcast looks like, and she interviewed some dude that was pretty much kissing her ass the entire time.
Ian Joma, formerly known as Ian Washburn.
The only reason why we chose my name over his last name is because his last name is just objectively ugly.
What?
It's just an ugly last name.
Yo, a last name is it's like the heritage. It's like a heritage. It's a heritage. You know what I'm saying? It's you coming from a long line of this last name. You know what I'm saying? And for to just say that shit is objectively ugly is she just said, bro, your entire family line has an ugly ass name. Fuck you. That's fucked up.
Washburn sounds horrendous.
In the past, you might have recognized Anissa as the prostitute Twitch streamer girlfriend of the once popular creator Idubbbz, who was famous for doing a creator deep dive series called Content Cop that was very well liked by a huge portion of the internet. But in more recent years, it's become obvious that she wears the pants in the relationship, and therefore she has graduated from being called Idubbbz's girlfriend and earned herself her own name.
Can we chill on asking if Ian's here or whatever?
Her own name.
What the fuck is that picture? It's for those of you listening, Anissa is dressed up as Professor Snape and Idubbbz is dressed up as the fucking elf, like Dobby or some shit. He's holding a trans flag, and he's kneeling down on his knees, and Anissa's got her hand on his shoulder, and she got a leg up, as if like she's just better than like. Man, people don't want to be equal, bro. Women, some of these women don't want to be equal, bro. They just want to be above.
Can we chill on like asking if Ian's here or whatever? Like, I get it's funny or whatever, but I've spent like the past 4 years living in his shadow, so to speak, and like I've been trying to do my own thing on the internet for 7 years before I even met him.
Do you have a fucking
and
nose ring?
It is
Move your
painful.
hand.
I'd rather have 5 people.
Yep. Nose ring theory the septum piercing theory continues to be true. God damn it.
People want to be here for me than like a bunch asking for Ian. Thanks.
Congrats, Anissa. Now you're the star. Talking about you now draws far more interest than talking about Idubbbz. You made it, and all you had to do was taint the career of your husband so that it would be easy for you to outshine him. Personally,
why is the only video he's watched from this entire list the shoot on head one? Oh, and who is that other chick? Two blocks above shoe on head. I don't know who that is. Some chick with a blue highlight in her hair.
I think this is the move of a true anti-capitalist.
I'm more extreme than Ian, where I'm like pretty anti-capitalist. I hate landlords.
Now, for those of you who have jobs and don't have time to keep up with all the Idubbbz drama over the past 5 years, basically what happened is that Idubbbz, or Ian, got into a relationship with Anissa. Anissa has always wanted to be a popular streamer, but she's untalented, so she's jealous of the success of her husband. Because she's jealous, instead of being happy for her partner's success, she constantly sabotages his career by publicly shaming him, and instead of getting rid of this girl who obviously doesn't love him, Ian defends her, and even more damning in terms of social media, he stopped making content that people like. Now, like I said with Jezelene, the blackpilling part of this...
I hate that content. I don't know why I hate people. I don't know why so many people liked it. But anyway, man, he did what he did and he got what he got. Like, pendulum always swings the other way.
Is that oftentimes in these cases, people just see the end result and make claims that you can never tell if your partner will end up like this or not. But the reality is that girls like Anissa and Jezelene always show signs that they will become like this in the future early on in the relationship. In Anissa's case, it was day one.
2016 would also be the year
So the only
Anissa would
people
begin a
following my channel are
relationship with
bots?
the once popular
That's
YouTuber,
fucked up.
Idubbbz. This relationship started out as all healthy ones do, with Anissa cheating on her ex-boyfriend in order to be with Ian. That's right, before Anissa and Ian began dating, Anissa was in an active
Bots are trying to
relationship
sell
with
me
another
shit.
League of Legends streamer named Acadian. Anissa and Acadian
League of
began dating
Legends?
around late 2015,
Hate that game.
and this relationship lasted until the first day Anissa would meet Ian.
I don't know how you can see this as a man and be like, yeah, she definitely won't treat me like that, right? And when I say this, understand that Anissa started treating Ian like shit very early on. They got together in 2016, and in 2017, she was already being incredibly inappropriate with a YouTuber named Chris Raygun, who was also in a relationship with someone else at the time.
Anissa being attracted to other men is a common trope when she's in a relationship. Another man Anissa had a crush on around this time was named Chris Raygun.
Bro, if you know that your girl has a trait of being attracted to other men while being in a relationship, if you know that before you start dating her, you should probably not date her. She sounds like she always swinging from dude to dude. She monkey branching constantly, bro.
Anissa would also show her romantic interest on Chris on Twitter, where she tweeted out a shirtless photo of him with the caption full of thirsting and squirt emojis.
You know, personally, I think it's inappropriate to publicly post about your celebrity crushes when you're in a relationship, but I can look past that because it's like a fantasy. However, in Anissa's case, her celebrity crush that she is openly fangirling over while she's in a relationship with Idubbbz is someone she regularly interacts with. And really, I think the breaking point for Ian Joma was around 5 years ago when Anissa opened up an OnlyFans account. He got backlash and was like, actually, I'm okay with being a cuck.
For those of you who are unaware of the drama I recently brought upon myself, I'll fill you in. My girlfriend started an OnlyFans account, which is a website where you can upload amateur porn. I think all of it is cool. I'm okay with sex workers and girls being slutty. It has no bearing on my life whatsoever.
It looks like he's reading a script, like reading a prompt board. It's like, yo, Idubbbz, bro, if you need to be saved, just blink twice in your next video.
As someone who watched this video the day it came out, I love watching it 5 years later, knowing that this decision had such a huge effect on Ian's life that he's now so poor that he streams on the ground. I hope that in the current year, we've all started to see how toxic these open-minded beliefs are. It turns out that traditional values and prejudices were correct the whole time. Now, normally I would say this is sad, but Idubbbz is such a backstabbing POS that I enjoy every clip I see of Aneesa shaming him.
If I look at you, even in like the viewfinder, extremely masculine chin, which is also why I like the buzz cut, because it like emphasizes your chin, and your like heavy brow. Like, I would argue you have one of the most... Part of the reason why I don't want to have a child with you is because I'm terrified if we have a girl that she's going to have all your masculine features.
Is that...
Bro, she... Like, remember what I said earlier that she hating on your family name is like she's saying your entire lineage, your name sucks, fuck you. Bro, she hates it so much that she doesn't even want their child. Or his child. She doesn't want to pass on his lineage at all. She's like, bro, fuck you. I'm just using you to give back. That's how you use somebody. If you can only use somebody like that if you really don't love them, bro. You can only use somebody like that if you really don't love them. And he still thinks she's feeling him, bro.
Isn't that interesting? I think about that a lot.
Yeah. I have never met somebody who has such an eagle face. Like, you have a very strong brow, which is very attractive on men. To be honest, there's a lot of attractive women that have that as well, like Kristen Stewart.
Yeah.
But combined with me,
wiping his head, trying to get her
I think the combination would be bad for a woman.
I think you're tripping.
I don't know.
Holy shit, never in my best dreams would I have imagined a clip as great as Idubbbz looking like he's expressing interest in having kids towards the end. But Aneesa says she thinks he's too ugly. I wonder if she would have said that about Chris Ray Gun.
I actually...
Bro, imagine Idubbbz fans must be pissed about this chick, bro. Because before she came into the picture, he seemed like he was doing, he was going up. You know what I'm saying? Nowhere to go but up. As soon as and after she came into the picture, like the content just kind of started to fall. Everything just started to fall, and like now they're streaming on the floor instead. So it's like, bro, she's such a poison that and she's just poisoning you so well. You know what I'm saying? Like a poison slime. You know what I'm saying? It will completely engulf you and just surround you. That's what she's doing to you, bro. And you don't even see it. You're so deep in it. You think it tastes good. You think it tastes like medicine, but she's like destroying. Like, she destroyed you, bro.
I don't think there's a world
where I appeal to straight women.
You could appeal to straight
You know what?
women.
I think you're right. Someone said, is there a look that appeals to everyone?
Hassan Abi appeals to everyone.
Oh my God.
I will never get people who think it's okay
It
to
looks
publicly
like he had a
shame their
small head.
partner. For one, the more you shame your partner, the worse it makes you look because you're the one stupid enough to be with a loser. And two, in my opinion, this is a breakup move. It would be an argument the first time it happened, and then it would be the end of the relationship if the behavior were repeated. Because your job as a significant other is to be your partner's biggest cheerleader when it comes to how they're seen in public. And if they aren't doing that, then in my opinion, they're trash. Not to say that people can't communicate with friends and family to process difficult parts of the relationship, but if your wife is just unnecessarily shitting on you in public constantly, then that's a sign that you need to get rid of this person.
This is a great Aneesa moment. You know her eternal quest to humiliate him? So this is a new chapter.
I don't know if chat can back me up.
No.
AFABs, gay men, whatever. The bigger the dick, the worse it's sex. Like a lot of men that have...
Just the premise alone, he's trapped. He's trapped from the beginning. Either he A, is bad at sex, or B, has a tiny penis.
Yeah.
There's no escape.
I don't know if chat can back me up.
Nope.
Back me up, chat.
Damn, people get like what my mind went to is like, yo, she cheated on him. He found out, but she tried to say some shit like, oh, he was bad at sex because his dick was too big, just to make him feel better about himself. And now he's over here just like tiny dick shriveled and shit, and just taking the abuse to the face, like pounding it, like pound after pound after pounding it, bro. He is fucked, man.
Again, this would be really sad if Idubbbz weren't a terrible person. I mean, Aneesa just like has professional levels of spite for her husband. There are multiple levels here. First, there's like no correct answer here. There's just a less bad one. And 2, you get to hear about your partner having sex with other men. She's flaunting her sexual experience publicly, while Idubbbz doesn't have any outside of his wife because Anissa is his first girlfriend. And you know what? Everyone's got to start somewhere. And certainly it's better than being used up, so I don't blame him for that. But the part where I lose respect is the part where he just lets this chick walk all over him.
I've met Ian. I've talked to Ian. I've seen his content over the years. Ian is an asshole, but he's also a very passive, live and let live, kind of easygoing guy. He's not a confrontational, aggressive, hostile person. His girlfriend, though, I think absolutely is. I can guarantee you that whenever there's a conflict, she's the one getting mad and he's the one saying like, bro, like, stop, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this, right? And so that's, I think, kind of what happened. If you've ever been in a relationship with a really domineering, aggressive, hostile person like Anissa seems to be, you would know how much that kind of puts your entire mind into like a brain fog. You're in survival mode. Exactly. You're constantly in fight or flight around this person. And you also like them, but there's this element of them that's like extremely mercurial, aggressive, and seemingly so in a random way. That to me sucks the life force out of a person so fast it is insane.
This is probably true. Actually, allow me to add nuance because I don't think Idubbbz sees it like this. I think if you asked him, he would say he does stand up for himself, but the problem is that it doesn't work.
Like, as our relationship went on, I share a lot. He's wanted me to share less. I've wanted him to share more. We've started.
Bro, look how he's staring at her. That looks so uncomfortable. No wonder she always like he's looking at her like, please say something like nice, or please like pining for like it looks like he's pining for her approval, bro, constantly. That's what it looks like. He's like, please don't say anything negative about me. Please don't call me a bad boy. Please call me a good boy. It looks like a dog that's just sitting there like waiting to be pet. Bro, what the fuck did she do to her?
To meet in the middle.
Yeah, so they probably have talked about Anissa making him look bad numerous times, but she knows he's not brave enough to do something like leave her, and because there's no threat of negative consequences, it just falls on deaf ears. Instead, she does whatever she wants and continues to treat the internet like her therapist by oversharing, which further adds to the pile of public blackmail against Idubbbz. All of this makes me think about a book I read called Good to Great. It's a book about how good businesses transition into becoming the top businesses. So it's about companies, but if you're smart, the ideas are universally applicable. One such universally applicable idea comes from Chapter 3, where the research team for that book found out that it's not a well-written business plan or favorable market conditions that cause a business to become a top company and sustain their success. The most important thing for a successful business are the people in the room.
Bro, this rock formation looks like an animal. Like this on the right side over here, these are his fingers, that's his arm. And then it goes kind of looks like an earth dragon that's standing in the water, for those of you who are only listening. Like this red right here is his eye. Or maybe he's missing eye, maybe he just got into a fight. And his other eye would be over here. And then this left side is his other arm. He's like staring at us. Oh wait, no, you can see the eye right there. This black side is just like around the eye.
Competent and good people are so important that it's not even worth it to develop a business plan until you have the right people in the room. This is very much something that was said a lot about the founder of Apple, Steve Jobs, and the biography that was written on him. He always wanted to be around A players and not the C or the D team. But where I'm going with this is that it certainly is also true when it comes to relationships. Everyone thinks they can pull someone out of the bargain bin and mold them into the perfect partner. When the reality is that if someone's not already motivated to be great, you won't convince them. So if you're having long talks about how people need to change or be better and nothing ever changes or gets better, the correct answer is to not continue doing that. The answer is to go find someone who has already figured it out or is motivated to figure it out. Once you have found that person, the next step to a healthy relationship is to not demotivate them by falling into your bad habits. As for your exes, don't feel bad about breaking off their relationship because for the most part, if someone is resistant to change, then the only way they're going to learn is through suffering and loss. And by shielding them from that, you're only prolonging their mediocrity. Last, the book says that if you can't find the right person for the position, then keep looking. The wrong people are so disastrous that it's better that no one fill the role than to have it filled with the wrong person. I know looking can be frustrating, but taking anyone who applies, or if you're an employee, going with any company who will have you because you're desperate is how you get into a situation like Idubbbz or Akash, who, from the looks of it, are really just holding on to their partners because they're the first person who paid attention to them, and they're too weak to break up to find someone who is a better fit. It's
damn. He compared Akash Singh to Idubbbz, bro. Legitimately. Oh my god. Ouch. Like and we just saw what kind of person Idubbbz has degraded into. Like, she completely took away his masculinity, bro. Like, she's made him her obedient little puppy. You know what I'm saying? And he said this is Akash Singh. See these two things? What's the difference between these two pictures? They're the same.
It's sad to watch. Well, Akash is sad to watch. Fuck Idubbbz. I hope Anissa and her husband never get divorced so they can serve as a warning to other people who might make similar relationship decisions. It's good to have a public example of the type of relationship that you're trying to avoid as you search for the ideal one. Anyway, thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you in the next video.
Drama.
Shout out to Think Before You Sleep, bro. That was a good video. Like, damn. Connecting Idubbbz situation to Akash Singh's situation. Except like Akash Singh is like, he has to act more professional, you know what I'm saying? Like, he has to take it on the chin and try to power through that shit. Damn. Anyway, let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments below. I forgot the video was about Akash Singh for a second. Poor guy, bro. Like, what would you do if you were in Akash Singh's place? You know what I'm saying? If you were in his shoes, what would you do? Because, like, would you keep letting her talk to you like that? Or, would you really be okay? What do you think she did to him, bro, to get him to be so obedient? You know what I'm saying? Well, he did say that she was his first girl, so that's probably got something to do with it too. You want to think they're angels, bro, but you don't know the type of shit that they can like manipulate, and you know what I'm saying, like you only see their shadow side, bro. Anyway, let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments below. Peace and much love to you.